Hey guys, thought we'd go on a nature walk. Um, can I drink my coffee? Yeah. And hey, there's Gladys, the camper. But in the effort to calm your nervous system, well, there went a rabbit. We have a lot of rabbits here. In the effort to help with your anxiety and just general stress, I thought I would take you on a hike here today into the woods and explore a little bit. hmm Um, we have a lot of beautiful plants that are edible, actually, and we'll look at some of those. But I've made this trip on this trail I'm at here so many times. I almost feel like I could do it with my eyes closed. Uh, so this little patch of woods is between 64 highway that way and I-40 this way. And I hear the noise, yeah, the road noise, but it doesn't really distract from the calming effect of being out in nature. Now, I have walked this also barefooted for grounding, if you know anything about grounding, getting your feet on the ground and the negative ions and what it does in your body. It's a good thing because we've become separated from the earth with our rubber soled shoes. So one thing I'm going to point out here, this is the trail that I also ride on with my side-by-side. But this is a fence row you're looking at here. And look how the vines have just literally taken it over. Um, yeah, that kind of the way of nature. You'll see vines literally pulling down trees. I think they're Virginia creeper. Yeah. So we have a lot of hardwoods here, not too many pine trees. The pine trees that I have lost have been to some sort of beetle. The beetles are getting them. I know that happened in Alaska when I lived in Alaska as well. So we don't have that. But we do have oak. We have white oak, water oak, pin oak, red oak, a lot of oak trees, pecan trees, walnut. I have both a black walnut tree, as well as a pecan tree on the property. The pecans, not so good. They're real small. I don't know. They're not very tasty either. So here's the little trail that takes us over to the view of the interstate. And as weird as that sounds, sometimes I just sit here on the side by side and watch the traffic go by. Maybe that's a southern thing. I don't know. But it's calming in a weird kind of way. Because I live here in Lamar, and Lamar means by the sea. And when I read that, immediately what came to my mind was the sea of traffic. Hundreds of thousands of vehicles every single day passing by. So, yeah, I'm by the sea of people. And I love the energy of it. Every once in a while, I'm looking down because we have little friends that like to crawl, called ticks. But I didn't want to bring those up in this video because we're calming our nervous system, and no one wants a tick bite in the middle of the calming session. Of course not. So we crossed over back there. Now we're on the other side of the fence. This trail I'm walking on is actually an easement, a fiber optic company or something. They keep this clear through here, and it's good for walking, so I know no one will ever build on it. And yes, the woods. And here's the trail we're going to go down. If you want to go down with me. Sounded kind of weird. I don't think you want to go down with me. You want to go with me on this journey. So I'm going to stop here for a minute, check my pants and everything for crawlers, if that's okay. And I'm going to turn the camera around for a minute. And so here's the trail that we're going to go down. And check this out. This is mint, some sort of wild mint. It smells really minty. I've actually made tea from it. As well as these wild flowers. Most all of these are edible. I'm not sure what this is, but it's pretty. And that's part of just walking. I notice a lot of people walking in nature and they just walk without noticing, and I just happened to look down, and we got a little buddy here. I'll try not to get too close. He already pulled into his shell, but if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't see him. He's just kind of walking around down here, living his life. We do have a lot of turtles, but a lot of people get in a hurry when they're hiking or when they're walking in the woods. They're looking for the destination. 100% we don't have a destination today. We're just enjoying each and every moment. So we'll probably come back this way a little bit. But I wanted you to see a couple of things. There's a cedar tree that's dead. I talked to the forestry about that. They were pretty clear that the cedar, they don't make it because the bigger hardwood trees canopy over them and block the sunlight. So cedars need a lot of sunlight. That is why you'll see so many dead cedars. Oh, here we go. Talking about the vines earlier, that's one right here. Look at it going up to the tree. And it's strong enough. Let me put my coffee down. It's strong enough, look at that. You could swing off of that, 100%. Let's get this tree here out of the way. And look at that, isn't that cool? Oh yeah, oh, that was kind of weird. Yeah. So, I'm looking back up the trail, and I think the turtle has already taken off. No, he hasn't taken off, or she. I'm not sure how you'd tell if they're male or female. But I'm going to zoom up from here. That way we won't startle them. And you'll get hopefully they'll stay out long enough for you to see them. There you go. Anyway. And what do we have here? Rob's coffee that he set down. See if we can see our reflection in the coffee. Not really. Hey, you. So, continuing on. I don't really have high dollar gadgetry to hold the camera still. It's not really a camera, it's my phone. Well, it's a camera in the phone, but you get the idea. So, I'm always looking for something unique, a rock, a stick. I've made so many walking sticks for people over the years, just sticks that I've found on the trail that were unique. And we dried certain leaves. There are once in a while people that come through here, I don't know who it'd be, they actually leave stuff that they shouldn't. Sounds bad, and it is bad. It's littering, but at the same time, sometimes it's cool stuff that I take and make something out of. I used to think that was strange, but I've run into a whole lot of people that do that kind of stuff. So, hey. Points of interest. Here's a tree that's just rotting along the trail. I remember when that tree fell. It's been a couple of years, and it's taken it. It's a pine tree, so it's taken it a while to rot and deteriorate and fall apart. That's part of nature. So if you fall in the forest, I'm gonna kick you to the side of the trail and let you. No, just kidding. Some other things that I would point out here as we calm ourselves and energize ourselves at the same time. So it's calming and refueling. You can hear somebody with a loud muffler going down the interstate. Yeah. There's a tree that fell about a month ago, actually, a little cedar. And I just haven't moved it because that goes to the neighbor's property down there. I don't really go that way much, obviously. And take you down here and show you something else that's interesting. So if you didn't know, this is the bark cedar. It's red cedar. And also this one's a goner. Has a little bit of green on top, but it's going the way of the grave. When I said we didn't have very many pines, we have a couple right down here, so. That is not a pine, but that is pine tree. That's the pine bark. They grow pretty tall. And at the base of these pines, we actually have wild cactus. You're going to see something cool. They're blooming right now. And these are edible. I ate some the last time I was down here. Check that out. That's just, I don't know what kind of cactus. I just call it Arkansas cactus. I'm not a very good nervous system calming person as far as information, but I am with just the taking you on this walk. So yeah, there's a whole little crop of cactus there. I've actually have one in my house. There's prime example of the beetle kill. There's a pine tree over there. You'll see little holes in it if we got up close enough. I'm not sure I want to walk through there just because of the creepers. Little ticks, you know. But you can see those are already dead. The tops have already fallen out. But it wasn't for lack of water or sunlight. It was just beetle kill. I have an agreement with the owners of this property that I'm on now that I can roam the property and cut wood as long as it has fallen to the ground. I'm not going to cut any live trees, of course. So it's oasis for me as long as they haven't developed it, which they haven't chosen to do so yet. Kind of get you a view. I'm taking you over to the power line, which is between I-40 back that way and 64 highway over that hill over there. But in between those is this other easement, which is a 40-foot easement for electric, which that's the power that goes to my house, actually. A lot of deer in this area. Haven't seen any yet, but we might. I've never seen a bear. I've seen a panther, a black panther, large. So this is the power line going up, and you can see over there, I'll zoom in, another pine tree fell, and there's another one right there that's dead as well, and I'm hoping it falls away from the power line so I don't lose power. And even though there is road noise, there is a calmness out here. And I know you can feel it on the video. I'm not sure of the next trail that I will take for you guys, but we will definitely start seeing more of the Ozarks. And just refueling, relaxing, and finding our center. If that makes sense. Society has a way of bumping us off center, getting us out of alignment. And you don't always need a, let me see here. Oh, I found something for us. So, I was talking about Carolina, Virginia creeper, that's what it's called. A lot of people mistake that for poison ivy. That is not poison ivy. That is immature Virginia creeper. So I'll show you some poison ivy if I find some up here, which I'm sure I will. A lot of people are allergic to that as well as the poison ivy. And also there's poison oak and poison sumac. I hope you're having a great day. If you're not, just walk with me and unwind. We're going back up the same way we came. We have, in this part of the world, we have a lot of raccoons. They're nocturnal, of course. Most of the little critters I'm going to name right now are nocturnal. You'll see them once in a while in the day, but we have raccoons, armadillos, skunks, and possums. Believe it or not, some people in town have possums as pets. They can be trained to use a litter box. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. But they're a pretty docile creature, actually. And they're kind of cute. They're so ugly that they're cute. And sometimes trees grow from the sky down. Like this tree, it's growing from the sky. It hasn't reached the ground yet. It's still growing down to the dirt. Nah, just kidding. Obviously, that's just a limb stuck up there from a storm. These are all dead vines. And you're saying, why don't you clean this up down here? Well, it's not my property. I just have walking rights. I don't have the liberty to start bringing equipment in here. I don't really want to, tell you the truth. I like it natural, all natural. And I like to just experience the change. If you're walking, and nothing against this, don't get me wrong, if you're walking around a track or in the gym, your mind is not stimulated as much because it's known, nothing shifting. Every time I come down here, it's different. You don't know exactly what you're going to run into. It's like seeing the turtle earlier, and we'll never see that turtle probably again. I never have. Not say we won't, but probably not. And the way the trees are, there could be a big tree down next time, a plant. I don't know, honestly, out of all the hundreds and hundreds of times I've walked this and seen the cactus, I don't remember ever seeing a bloom on one. To me, that was a big deal. I didn't jump up and down since we're calming our nervous system. I didn't want to get you all wound up, and then I've got to spend so much more time winding you back down. Yeah, I don't know where the turtle went. I will say this about turtles, even though they appear to be slow and very methodical, they can cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time, because the turtle was right here and he's nowhere to be seen, or she. I'm taking a look. Huh, yeah. Plus, the turtle's brown. It can be under a leaf or something. Always makes me sad to meet a turtle like that and then just they're out of my life. Oh, I found them. Yep, hidden down there amongst the leaves and the plants. And they're not sure of us, but there they are. Like giving us a little stank eye. What you giving us a stank eye? And hey, there's a fly. You know, flies are not fun. I was going to try to be positive, but yeah. I'm going to show you something that you may lose faith in my fashion abilities, but I'll tell you why I do it, and then you're going to love me again. Okay, white socks with my sandals. I can pop them off and I look for moving things and I pull my pant leg up. That's why I wear the white, because it's easy to see when something's crawling on me. yeah, thankfully or hopefully I've restored your faith in my fashion. I would not wear this to town. Oh, okay. Maybe I would. Um, Here's a big old piece of art that the highway department or somebody placed right here. It's a bunch of wire that they decided they didn't want to take to the dump or haul off, so they just rolled it up and stuck it in the woods. I'm not blaming anybody in particular, but this is the wild woods. People going by don't even know I'm up here. They don't even know you're with me. Oh, look over here. Fungi. Fungi amongst us. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah. I don't know what those are. Well, look at there. Somebody's excited. So, bright colors. I like that. Yeah. Don't know what that is exactly, but it was enjoyable to see. We'll leave them be. I've yet to see any poison ivy, but we'll catch some someday. I hope you're breathing like deep breaths, not just shallow breathing and what we call shallow chest breathing. You know, breathe deep and methodical. I'll throw this out here. Kind of think of your breathing as medicine. Every time you take a conscious breath, it's a healing breath. Especially if you're outside where there's any fresh air or air that's got a decent quality about it. So we're back over to the interstate. Free advertisement there for Pinnacle, whatever that is, as that truck went by. There's a cool breeze. We're the 3rd of June, I think, or maybe this is the 4th. Cool breeze blowing. For this time of year, the temperature is like perfect. Low humidity today. Supposed to get rain. Not sure. I just take whatever comes. Yeah. Look at there. Little flowers to brighten your day. So, ma'am, if you're having a stressed out day, I hope you have been helped with our little walk together. We didn't find anything major, but if on my walk I find a massive gold nugget that I can actually claim, I'd be happy to share it with somebody, of course. And sir, if you are stressing, you see this big anthill? I remind you, don't kick the anthill, just leave it alone. Your life will be better. And if you accidentally kick it without realizing it, shake off the ants and pick up and continue living your life. So, that right there is poke salad. A lot of southern people eat that. It's considered poisonous. You can boil it and make it edible, the leaves, and you're supposed to boil it pour the water off, boil it again, pour that water off. I think boil it at least twice, but it's easier, I guess, at this time in our lives just to buy some fresh spinach at the big box store or at the local market if you have that. So I'm heading back to the house now, and I'll hopefully see you again soon. Have a great day. Remember to guard your heart and keep the faith.